Welcome to Sherpa Dave's Race Recon series. On this channel, I try and make Zwift more fun and more approachable for riders young and old. As you can see, I fall more into the old category myself, but I don't let that stop me. Race opener for season 4 is a team time trial on Watopia's Waistband, 28 kilometers with 100 meters of climbing. Straight across the desert from the desert pens, and then we go up the Col du Saddle Springs, back through the tunnels, up through a quite technical section, around the volcano, and back through downtown, through to the desert again, to the finish line. There's only a few dodgy areas and we'll pick those up. So here's my race on a page, 28 kilometer team time trial. Teams of 4 to 6 riders. The team time in a team time trial on ZRL is the time of the 4th rider. On the flats, we will work in formation, and the technical section's all about being disciplined and staying together. The 3 technical sections that I talked about are the Col du Saddle Springs, which is 900 meters, on average 2.5%. Just make sure you stay together. 13.8 kilometers, you will hit that rough patch of 4.3 kilometers of varying terrain and grade. So stay on your toes as you're going through that. And then at 24 kilometers, you will re-enter the desert, and you've got 2 kilometers of a little bit of varying terrain and grade of a false flat. Here's the more detailed DS notes. I'm not going to focus on that now. You can always download them. If you look at the little icon in the top right corner, that's how you can download the DS notes for Watopia's Waistband. Now let's have a look at bikes. In a team time trial, you do not ride a TT bike, as most of you already know. You want a normal bike. They all draft the same. What you're looking at is going for the most aero setup that you have. So it's probably one of this selection right here. Let's just jump right into the ride.
When I'm lost on the open sea, you're the wave that will carry me. Now you see.
Alright, starting at the pens, it's a flat start. Get the team out and go as fast as you can in formation. I talk a lot about formation. The most efficient is a pace line, but a pace line is hard to do. So if you can't manage a consistent pace line all the way through, then a stretched out blob is just as good. You see, I've got that in the Sherpa's tip there. Watopia's Waistband, as you saw from the map a few minutes ago, is a flat, fast TTT. This is all about discipline and formation. There are no hills, but there are a couple of technical sections, and that's all I have to say about that. First section is all flat to the Oasis at 5 kilometers. I do want to spend a couple of seconds and just tell you a little about the Coffee Club. If you have ever downloaded anything, or if you have ever made a comment or subscribed, then I think you're part of my Coffee Club. And this is the quite long list of names. I'm not going to read them all, obviously, but this is the list of names of all of those people. What I will say is, if you've subscribed but you've marked as hidden, then your name doesn't come up here. And I do want to highlight that one name, Eric Min, who is a member of the Coffee Club. As I said earlier on, one of the things that I do make sure I do every week is create a downloadable version of the DS notes, the race on a page, and put those in a place where you can grab them. The link for that is in the top right. I've just popped it up again, and it's also in the description down below. It's also important to say that that download is completely free, although you are always welcome to donate a cup of coffee if you would like to. So what do you do if you like Sherpa Dave? You can subscribe, you can download the free stuff, and more importantly than anything else, if you like this, share it with someone else. Distribute the URL, the link, to this video out to one of your other riding buddies. Okay, we are approaching the oasis now. I will be jumping ahead at various points, otherwise this would make for a very long video, but since I've been talking all this time I haven't jumped ahead yet. The oasis hits us at 5 kilometers. You know you're approaching it because you're going through this little canyon tunnel thing, which is pretty beautiful. As you come out the other side, there is a gentle grade, just a short bump the other side. Now in a team time trial, the trick is to maintain the fastest speed that you can. And what you want to do here is just make sure that you're keeping power consistent and you are not weaving back and forth or moving up and down. You're just keeping consistent and staying disciplined and in formation. So that's our 300 meters up. Now we're going to go 300 meters back down again, and we're going to keep steady on the power on the descent as well. You will pick up speed as you do that. We're going to hit the canyon on the other side of the oasis now, and then we're going to jump forward because it's all flat to the springs. Alright, we jump forward to 8.5 kilometers heading into Saddle Springs. It's flat for a bit and then we get a bit of a bump up and down as we go through the town. Again, just like at the oasis, don't worry about this false flat. Just keep power steady and consistent. Stay in formation. For this whole 10-kilometer stretch, it's all about staying in formation. We're going to go past this building, which is a model of a restaurant in LAX airport, as we head up to Col du Saddle Springs at 10 kilometers. It is only 900 meters at 2.5%. It's front loaded at 3.5%. The trick is to just pay attention. After 10 kilometers flat, trying to hold together, your stronger riders are going to try and surge ahead here. Not on purpose, by accident. Your job as captain and as a rider is to stay focused and to make sure that you're not creating a split in the group as you go up here. This is all draftable. So as long as you stay together, you will get a drafting benefit as you go up this 900 meters. If you get gassed a little bit going up, if you're one of the weaker riders in your team, then there is a nice descent on the other side and you should get a little respite as you're going down. You're at the top now, and where the road turns, that's where it turns downhill, and you should check with the team to see if anybody is gassed, and if so, just hold up for them a little bit. You've got a long way to go yet, and you want to make sure you've got the whole team together for as long as you possibly can. Unlike a Thursday TTT where you have up to 8 riders, here you only have up to 6 riders, and it's the 4th person across the line whose time counts. So you have to conserve your riders quite carefully for as long as you possibly can. Okay, that descent runs us down and across the bridge. It flattens out just a little bit and then descends back down into the tunnels. So you're going to maintain speed as you're going along here. Running around in the park. There's a slight lip right as we get to the tunnel, so you'll shed a touch of speed perhaps as you go through that, and then it's down into the tunnels. Hold together as you head down here at 6%. And then it's flat for a bit as we go through the tunnels. I was going to jump ahead of the video here, but it's just too short a distance to jump, so you'll just have to look at the beautiful undersea of Watopia as we're riding along for a minute. right turn here, or the road bends right I should say, and then we're going to hit that technical section which will be at 13.8 kilometers into the ride. This technical section has multiple bits to it. It's a short sharp rise that we're on now, a 1 kilometer sequence of surface changes between dirt and boardwalk. Then it's that sustained 1% false flat, a short steep bump down to the Italian village, and then down the dirty soppressa, which will where you'll maintain speed and pick speed up, but it'll just mess with your momentum going through all of this section. Alright, 1 kilometer flat, change in road surface. You can see it goes from boardwalk to gravel or dirt, and then boardwalk again, and then gravel and dirt a few times. Each time you hit that change, it's going to just impact you just a little bit in terms of the momentum. This is a team time trial, so you want to make sure that everybody stays together as momentum changes very slightly. Focus on power and not on speed as you're going through this section. Another 30 seconds or so, we're going to hit the false flat climb up, which runs for a couple of kilometers, and I'm going to jump ahead actually because there's no point just watching that. So we're on the false flat now.
I always do that, and I know it. If I could only be some kind of poet, if I could have my way with words,
Round this corner, and then we just get that steeper bump up. Again, just watch what happens to your team as you're going up here. Make sure splits don't happen. If you have to push a little harder than you want to going up to stay with the team, it's okay because there's a descent coming. But just make sure you stay together on this descent.
and the next time you walk through that door, I really need to try to talk to you, but every time I do,
Skirting the village, we are going to head left and down the dirty suppressor.
try to tell you how I feel. Strange things happen to me, I lose my way, I don't know what to say. It's always like this, I know it's
See that humpback bridge ahead of us? That's where the technical section ends, and we're back on a bit of flat tarmac. And because flat tarmac is boring, we're just going to skip ahead the 1.7 kilometers to the what I call the volcano double bump. And I call it the double bump because it's got two bumps. Here's the first one, 100 meters at 4%, then we get a little bit of flat, and then it's just a shorter section at 3%. Make sure you stay together on this section. Again, the flat hill changes your momentum, and you want to make sure that you're tight together as a pack, stretched out blob, or even a pacing. Alright, we're going to head into the volcano. Don't forget there's a little drop down here, so you'll pick speed back up. Now I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Alright, we're through the land bridge, or sky bridge I think it is. Yeah, we're through the sky bridge, and it steps up just a little here. You can see it's going to hit 3%. Then we'll make the turn and we will head down into downtown.
It's not the way for me, only a mile to go. Somewhere I belong.
Negative 3%, so we'll pick speed up here. It flattens just before we get to the start-finish gate. Don't get too excited, this is not our start-finish gate. We will go straight through here. This is a team time trial, so of course even though we're going through the banner, there's no power-ups.
It's spoken on the radio. There is a truth in the lies. I dare to leave you twice. There's no tomorrow here. I feel I'm all out of time. So tell me you stay behind.
Slight bump up there. Because I was steering manually, I made an error here, and that's why it skips a few frames, because I went straight on, had to turn around. But anyway, slight downhill, and then we will make the left turn towards the desert, and this is the last of the technical sections. So much like the last technical section, this is a mix of surfaces. So we've got the dirt here, there's a boardwalk, and then a little way up this boardwalk, the hill will kick in. Again, it's a false flat, just 1-2%. And then it stays as a somewhat false flat. That's the steepest bit there at 3%. And it's tarmac now until we get to the end of this section. And I'm just going to skip ahead. There we go. We'll pass the sign and the road straight ahead. We're on the home stretch now to the end of this team time trial. A couple of really good landmarks as you're finishing up, give you a gauge on where you are as we pass the pens here. We've got 2.3 kilometers to go, and it's pretty much all flat. There's a slight bump up, and then as we pass this sprint marker, we have 500 meters to go. So in 500 meters, probably just under a minute, you will be done with your first race of the ZRL Season 4, the team time trial of Watopia's Waistband. So I'm going to leave you with the DS notes, with the race on a page with key points, and of course with the bike choices. I will not see you on this ride because I'm in Mallorca riding in the real world, but you guys have an awesome time. I will see you when I get back. Ride on, everybody.